Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Doing the last beer in the fridge. That was from my last table review. My next crate is on the way. In fact, it'll probably be here tomorrow morning. So I don't know why I waited so long to drink this one. This is from Icicle Brewing Company. Dirtyface Amber. 1.5% ABV. It's actually an amber lager. They don't mention the malts or hops on it, but it is 21 IBUs, and this was canned 2 days after Christmas last year. So I really sat on this way too long. All right, so pour it into that hourglass shape glass I got from the chemistry beer judging competition. And that is like, looks like maple syrup. Like that is, when I think amber, that is the color that I think of. I mean, I know it looks brown on camera, it's just the lighting, but yeah, just straight up amber, crystal clear, and getting in the nice, 2, 3, 4 fingers of foam. Yeah, good looking amber. Let's give it a whiff. Good smelling amber. I mean, if you ever had Yuengling, this is, imagine like Yuengling like twice as, you know, like Imperial Yuengling, and like get rid of all the adjuncts. Just a lovely, lovely like toasted malt on this. I mean, it's very similar. Have you ever had a Marzen Oktoberfest, the amber Oktoberfest? This is very similar to that. So, yeah, that elegant maltiness, as the BJCP guidelines would say. I think maybe a little bit of earthy hops in there. I would not call it floral, certainly not citrus. Yeah, pretty clean fermentation. All I'm smelling is like kind of like a rich like bread crust. Yeah, definitely bread crust. And just kind of like maybe a little nutty, but otherwise, it has like that clean amber lager smell. So let's give this thing a whirl. Cheers. Yeah, that's nice. This might even be considered a Vienna lager. I mean, they're not marketing it as such, but kind of reminds me of that because like it's like a very malt forward lager. Toasty, nutty, pretty hoppy. Again, I see like earthy hops, maybe slightly spicy. So these are like, again, it's reminding me of like an Oktoberfest. Not as sweet as an Oktoberfest though. It's interesting because like I think the malts and the hops here are actually pretty even, which is surprising because this can's pretty old by my standards. So you would think like the hops would have dropped out, and this is only 21 IBUs. So, I mean, it's not super bitter, but, I mean, there's enough hops in there for me to really notice. Also, I let this can sit out for 10, maybe 20 minutes. And I think that's a good way, like, to drink lagers. So it's not, Bud Miller Coors, something like that. Let them sit out. Like let those flavors really come out. And, that's what happens. You get more flavor if you let it warm up. I saw some reviews on Untappd. People kept calling this caramelly. It's not really caramelly. It's more malty. It's more like I said on the nose, like the taste of actual bread crust, which is a little different than like the inside of the bread, because like the bread crust, it doesn't matter if it's white bread or whole wheat or multigrain or whatever. The bread crust is like more baked than the inside of the bread. Yeah, and then it finishes with these. Like I said, kind of earthy, maybe slightly peppery, kind of hop bitterness, kind of linger. And actually, the hops kind of linger here too. So I would say it finishes, dry, not bone dry, but certainly not sweet. Kind of reminds me of Sam Adams Boston Lager, sort of. Different hop selection on this one though. I'd say like the malt flavor here is a little bit different than that one, but I mean, if you're watching this, you've probably had Sam Adams Boston Lager, so that's a good frame of reference. If you haven't, well, go out and get it. That's a good beer. The body on this one is, it seems like it has like a bit of a heft, considering that it's only 5% ABV. But I would say like this is at least medium bodied, and I'd probably put it like moderately high carbonated. So, I mean, it's smooth, but it's pretty crisp. I would not call this refreshing, though. This is not refreshing. This, I think it's too much of actually it's kind of a malty and hoppy aftertaste. But it's like such a flavorful lager that it's just not what I would consider refreshing. Yeah. It's funny because like this looks like maple syrup, so like I think it's like kind of incepting like kind of a sweet kind of taste in my head. And again, it's not that it's sweet; it's just that it's malty. Although I think to me, it comes across as fairly highly attenuated, or just not poorly attenuated. Before I get to the rating, got to plug 𝗕𝗄𝗄, one of these sides. This is only $5.49 for a full 16-ounce pint can. I said it's a great deal. So if you want to sign up with 𝗕𝗄𝗄, I've been using it for literally years. Like half the beer on this show is from 𝗕𝗄𝗄. So if you want to sign up, use my link. That gives you $10 off. I don't think you'll regret it. I mean, like I said, I've been using it for years. I love it. I got a whole nother crate coming tomorrow. So the score for the Icicle Dirtyface Amber. Well, I would say this is way, way better than Yuengling. And I think like maybe this is a Vienna lager. If not, I mean, it's just a great, great international amber lager. I might even go as far as say one of the best amber lagers I've ever had. Not that it's an amazing beer. So, for an amber lager, this is like an A+. As a beer in general, it's good. I'm thinking like 7.5 or 8 on this one. Maybe I'll give it an 8 just because, it's, a really, really tasty amber lager, which is really rare. So, yeah. 8 out of 10 for Icicle Dirtyface Amber. All right, I am rambling. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you for Tuesday Night Beer School. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.